Hi students, this third part of the video on vectors is about triangle law. Now this, I like to change it to call the interchange law. I think it's easier for students to understand. Okay, so let's dive in. First, to get from A to B, now this is called the starting point, start. And then this is called the ending point, okay? The triangle in a vector, right, will never complete one whole cycle. So that is the number one mistake that students make. So for example, if I want to get from A to B, I start at A, I must go to a middle point first. I must go to some point here first before I reach B, okay? So I will name this O, because O is the usually involved in vectors as well, okay? A to O, and then O to B. That means there's a shortcut you can go from A to B. So you see the triangle does not complete one whole round, okay? It is always, it could be A to C, okay? Then C to B. And then this will complete here like that, okay? So what does this mean? A to B means it is equals to AO plus OB. Okay, now they will tell me, Mr. Ivan, this is not what I learned in school. What I learned in school is it is negative OB minus OA. Yes, you can do this as well, but I would think that AO plus OB is easier to understand because as long as your middle two guys are the same, this is called the interchange. Ang Mo Kio to Outram, Outram to Bedok. So in the middle, you must change the train at Outram. This is how I remember as a student, and I think it has greatly helped me. Now, how come AO can change to negative OA? Because AO, okay, is the opposite direction of OA. Okay, vice versa. If I want to change OA to AO, okay, this means that it is a negative of AO. If I change the direction of the vector, I must put a negative in front. Okay, super important. If I want to change direction, okay, then I must put a negative in front. All right. So it comes to the point that if I want to have AC is just going to be AB plus BC. Okay. Ang Mo Kio to Bedok. At Bedok, you must take another train to Changi. I mean, of course, Bedok is not an interchange lah. Okay, but that's the point, is the middle two guys must be the same. Now, it does not have to be B. It could be AO plus OB, as long as your middle two guys are the same. Okay, and if you know how to change from OA to AO easily, then this part of the concept should not be a problem. Okay, so a typical example in the exam would be like that. The position vector means start from O. Start at O. Okay, of PQRS respective to the origin are as follows. Okay, so how to find PQ? First, very simple. PQ, okay, if you do not have a big understanding, just say that PO plus OQ. Just like that. Now, PO is who? You don't have PO because this guy is OP in this direction. This guy is OQ in this direction. This guy is OR in this direction. This guy in OS in this direction. But if you know how to change PO from OP, then this part is pretty simple. Or you can say that this guy is negative OP because PO is the opposite of OP. I must put a negative in front, plus OQ. Okay, and this would be minus 2, 1 instead of 2, negative 1 because it is the opposite direction, plus OQ 8, 3. And hence, your PQ is equals to 6, 4. Okay, and then the question asks for RS. Okay, so RS, same thing, is equals to RO plus OS. Change RO to negative of OR. Negative of OR, that would be, okay, you can put the negative in front first, doesn't matter. Negative 9, 1, okay, plus OM. Okay, or like my previous step, what I did, I immediately already put the negative inside, so also okay. All right, so this would be 9, okay, and negative 1 plus M. Okay, now let's revise. If PQ is parallel to RS, what does this mean? This means that I have to insert a scalar multiple in front, k times of rs. Okay, 6, 4 is equals to k times of 9, negative 1 plus m. Okay, now let's compare the x first, which means that 6 is equals to 9k, and k will be equals to 2 over 3. And now we compare the y coordinate. 4 is equals to k times of negative 1 plus m. So 4 is equals to 2/3 of negative 1 plus m. Okay, divide the 4 by 2/3 first. So this means that 6 is equals to negative 1 plus m, and hence m is equals to 7. Okay, so everything will come into play. Interchange law, parallel property. Okay, yeah, and converting coordinates to vectors. Okay, so that's for, sorry, this is for C. Okay, and for D, okay, so what is the magnitude of PQ is to RS? PQ is equals to K times of RS. What is the K? The K is 2 over 3 RS. Okay, as you have found over here. Multiply the 3 to PQ. So 3 times of PQ is equals to 2 times of RS. If I'm going to change this to magnitude form, okay, what does this mean? PQ is shorter. That's why PQ need to multiply by 3. So PQ will take the smaller unit and RS will take the bigger unit. But just like that. So everything comes into play. Your parallel property, converting your coordinates to position vector. Okay, and then today something new is about the interchange law, or your school will probably call it the triangle law. Okay, so next part is using vectors in parallelogram. Okay, now OB, OC, OD is given to you. ABCD is a parallelogram. So now if ABCD is a parallelogram, there are two things that we can say. Now when you draw a diagram, it must always be in a clockwise manner. Okay, another thing is AB is parallel to DC, right? Not just that AB is parallel to DC. Okay, AB is exactly equals to DC. This can only work in a parallelogram or a rhombus. Okay, or a square or a rectangle, yes, but it does not work in a kite. Okay, and how about the other vector that is the same? It would be DA equals to CB. Okay, it might be the other way around. It could be AD, doesn't matter. Okay, but if you are going to use DA, please use CB and not BC. Okay, make sure they are pointing in the same direction. Okay, now I only need to use one of the facts. So let's find out what is AB first. AB is equals to AO plus OB, my interchange law in the previous part. Okay, AO is negative of OA, so this is minus 4 minus 6, plus OB is 1, 2. Okay, this would be negative 3, negative 4. Alright, now DC is equals to DO plus OC. DO is negative 2P and negative P minus 3, because this guy here is a coordinate. If I change this to a position vector, it would mean that it is 2P and P plus 3. So DO would be the negative of 2P and the negative of P plus 3. Okay, plus OC. OC is 5, 3, and this would mean that the X would be 2P plus 5. The Y would be minus P. Okay, and now because it's a parallelogram, minus 3 minus 4 is equals to minus 2P plus 5 and minus P. Okay, now I just need to compare the Y coordinate. Minus 4 is equals to minus P, P is equals to 4. Okay, and this is how you use a vector method to find unknowns, or probably even to find the unknown coordinate. Okay, so next, the interchange between column vector and coordinates form. Okay, PQ is equals to negative 12, 16. RS is 5 over 4 times of PQ. What is RS? That would be equals to 5 over 4 times of negative 12 and 16. So if you multiply it correctly, this will be negative 15 and 20. Okay, so this will be RS. Scalar multiplication. Multiply the 5 over 4 to the both the x and the y. P is a point. Okay, so converting coordinate. So this is a coordinate. I convert this coordinate to a vector form. It must always start with O, yeah, as long as you are coordinate. That will be 10, negative 8. Okay, so how do I find the coordinate of Q? If I want the coordinate of Q, means I need to find what is OQ first. Okay, I need to find what is OQ first. So if I want to find what is OQ, it must start from O something plus something Q. Okay, these two something must be the same because of interchange. Yes, okay, now we realize that we have OP or dot. Maybe we try P. OP plus PQ. Do I have OP? Yes. 10, negative 8. Do I have PQ? Yes. Negative 12, 16. Okay, and that will be equals to negative 2, 8. Okay, so as long as you're very flexible with the interchange rule, you can do anything. But if you leave your answer this way, it is not correct because they want a coordinate. So Q is equals to, how do I change a column vector to a coordinate? Minus 2, 8. Okay, and the next part, so S again is a point, sorry, 2, 5. Let's change this to a vector form. This will be 2, 5. Now I want coordinate of R, means I need to find what is OR. OR, I write down first, is equals to O something plus something R. Okay, what is the missing in between? If you think that is S, you are correct. So OS is 2, 5. Now what is SR? Do I have SR? No, I do not have SR. But I have RS, which is equals to negative 15, 20. So SR would be -15, -20. So the tricky part about vector is when you change the direction and you change the negative sign, be careful. Some of you may get careless around here. 17 and negative 15. Okay, so this second part of this third part of vectors is about triangle law. It's about using vectors to in parallelogram. It's about changing vectors to coordinate and vice versa. Make sure you know this part very well before you go on to the next part. If you feel that this content has helped you greatly, do subscribe to our channel, as well as give us a like on Instagram so that we can do more videos like this. See you in the next part.